They put me in this place called straight into the strong room again, which I had no idea where it was, what this was. It's in the middle of the mountains, this place, and there's about 14 other lads in there when they put me and these two young lads in there. Now you don't once the gate shuts behind you, you don't leave 24 hours a day. You go down underground. There's one light bulb in there. The toilets don't flush, and the taps don't run. And this is a tropical country. You can imagine how that smells. And there's lads. There was one lad told me he'd been in there for I think it was 2 months. That he said 2 months without a change of clothes, without a decent meal, without a wash, without a flushing toilet, with all these other lads. There was a group of about 7 lads that were all older lads from Kingston, probably about 17, 18, 19 years old. They wouldn't tell anyone what they were in for. They were all smartly dressed. Everyone thought they were probably G'd. They were probably in there for something serious, but they wouldn't talk about it. A few other lads that were about my age who thought they were like the top guys in there, They're the ones who really went to work on me, One big guy, massive guy, who was just the one that they pretended to batter, physically did batter on a daily basis as one of the ways of trying to escape. The way they kill time every day was by trying to escape. And one of the things they do is batter this guy till he screams. And when the guards come, they try and rush the guards and get out, And then there was like 3 younger lads. I'd say maybe they were 13, 14 kind of age. And I was only in there for a couple of days before I got out of the strong room, and then was just living in the dormitory in Cops, where again all kinds of crazy things happened, but I don't want to spoil it for you.
Well, no, listen, I'm
Well, there's a beautiful guy who became my guardian angel, and he was the toughest lad in there, and he looked after me, and I watched him drown.
Whoa, mate, I've seen you talk about this.
Yeah. How
did that come about, Ashleigh? So what's the story there? How's that coming on?
You could just walk out of Cops. It was in the middle of nowhere. The guards were just like miserable old geezers in ripped jeans and Hawaii shirts hitting with big sticks that they'd hit the kids with. There was no real discipline or rules there. There's a few staff, and people just wandered out because there's nowhere you could run to. It was in the middle of nowhere. The guards used to wander out and go up to the top of the hill and buy some weed off the raster and have a smoke up in the tree and whatever. And one day we wandered out there and went down to the river. And the guys were jumping in the river and washing with soap and having a play. And these 2 guys, in the book I called them Red Douglas and Shepherd. That wasn't the actual names. They were racing, they were swimming, having a race, but I wouldn't get in because they had these massive stab wounds, these wounds that were now open in my leg and in my back. So in the foreign country, didn't want to get infected or whatever, so I was just watching. But I'm a good swimmer. I was thinking, I'd smash them if I was racing them. I'd smash them, man. Oh, I was tempted, but I just watched them. And then they just glided under the water. No splashing. Just like they just both decided to dive under the water on purpose. I sat there watching. And he never returned, and that was it. They found the bodies a couple of days later downstream.
So what's the phenomenon there then? What's
some spinning undercurrent eddy in the water, And there was a couple of old guys sat on like the veranda of an old wooden house, watched us go down there. And when the lads were walking up and down shouting the guys' names and starting to get panicky, and these old geezers were like, "You lose your friends." Like, yeah. Oh, I'm dead, man. Enough man drown in that river, It's have a spinning undercurrent.
Simple as that. Fuck.
And then we wandered back up to Cops. And
you're 16 here, aren't you?
This was just after my 17th birthday, which I had in Cops, which was the same day as my beautiful friend who drowned. We both had our 17th birthday, and then that happened.
So the trauma you're spinning through at this moment is untold.
And we wandered back up to Cops, and they said to us, "Well, you see what happened when you break the rules."